I know it is probably quite early for some of you that are, what is it, on the West Coast? Is that West? Yes. But some of you guys, it may be like midday or possibly in the afternoon. But anyway, so news came out this morning, probably like 7:30, maybe 7:20, something like that, that Joe Biden has signed the deal that releases Brittney Griner from prison in Russia. And in exchange for her release, the United States would be giving up convicted arms dealer Victor Bout. Now, I don't know a lot about Victor Bout. I haven't really dug into his background. But of course, we know, or if you don't know, Brittney Griner is a WNBA basketball player, plays for the Phoenix Mercury. She played on the United States national team. So she has a couple gold medals under her belt. I'm not sure if she's won a WNBA championship. Maybe. Can't remember. But either way, so I would say the purpose of this particular live, if you guys are interested, I might just have to give it some more time. I don't know if anybody else is going to get in here because I really don't know any. Okay, there we go. I really don't know any good questions, I guess, to ask whenever it pertains to this whole prison swap. Now, when it pertains to Twitter and across social media platforms, there are some gripes from people saying that this particular swap is not necessarily the best of ideas based off of, let's say, the charges. So they said, we're swapping pretty much a basketball player for a convicted arms dealer. Now, I don't know exactly, again, what he did, but I think I saw someone say that he, I guess, was trying to kill U.S. citizens or something like that. I could be wrong on that. But the purpose of this particular live is we're going to take a look at the energy. I would say I don't necessarily think I really want to look too much at the energy when it comes to Brittney Griner. But if you guys have questions about what we need to look at whenever it pertains to this trade, then let me know, because honestly, I really don't know what other questions to ask the tarot when it pertains to this. I just really don't know because this really is a tough one. We're talking about national security things here. And I don't know if maybe we need to look and see if there was something else that was included in this particular deal that we don't know about. Okay, because if we're going to be honest, that particular type of trade, it seems like something else will probably be attached to that in terms of, him signing off on the particular deal. So, of course, I don't know. I am not in the office. I am not at his front doorstep. But I guess maybe we can ask Joe Biden himself, kind of just like maybe what was involved in the deal. I don't know if we're going to get the true answer, because sometimes when it pertains to him, we don't get the real answer when I'm talking about when I read the tarot. Okay, so I guess we'll see. Well, we'll see what we have. I don't know if I should pull a chart for this one, to be honest. I just really don't know, because I don't know what to ask. This is the first. Excuse me. Normally I have questions. Yeah, I'm not disputing her coming home, because she needs to come home. Who the hell wants to be over there in prison for something so small? Like, I would lose my damn mind. Okay, here comes the star. Okay, so immediately off of the bat, Joe Biden is actually giving me this energy that he was under even though he was under constant pressure from the outside world, what he's giving me is he's saying that he was under consistent pressure from Kamala, because he is coming through as the 9 of Cups in reverse next to the star in reverse. So he's not really happy, to be honest, guys, about this particular deal. I don't really feel like this is something that was a plan of his. Like, I don't really get the vibe that he really wanted to go through with this. Like, I don't get it. He's not really happy. And then I actually am getting that a part of this deal, or something in this deal, was saying that they wanted Joe Biden to like travel. I guess, a middle point or something. But he wasn't going to do that. It's almost just like, okay, send somebody else. So it's kind of odd that they wanted him to travel. Maybe they wanted to talk to him face to face. But like I said, he's not giving me the vibe that he is really happy about this. Honestly, the way he's coming across is he was prepared to pretty much abandon her. So if she had the feeling like, oh my God, they're going to forget about me, they're going to abandon me, if we possibly left this decision up to Joe Biden and Joe Biden alone, yes, he was going to abandon you. Okay. And that's the thing when it comes to Joe. And honestly, it feels like, and this is just my opinion from what I'm getting here, it feels that Joe Biden has actually been pretending some way in this deal since she was locked up. I actually do feel that the opportunity or something was already put out there for him to negotiate or for him to accept in February, but he kind of just like, he sat back on it, kind of just like, give it some more time. So in a way, I actually do feel that Joe Biden punished Brittney Griner in a way. Because I feel like he kind of made her sit there. So he did abandon her for a while when he actually had the opportunity to let her go or free her or do something earlier on in the year. Okay. Because again, it's so crazy. It's like he's not happy. It's almost like he wanted her to wait a little bit longer, maybe even another 9 weeks. I'm not sure what could possibly be happening in the next 9 weeks, but he is bringing up the pressure when it pertains to Kamala. Okay. Yeah, and honestly, I do feel that there's something else involved in this particular deal because the energy he's giving me as we continue down the row of the cards, the Nine of Swords came in reverse, as well as the Queen of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. So in this particular instance, he feels this was the wrong decision. So that's the thing. We have a situation where Joe Biden's decision to go forward with this release or this exchange seems like it was more so pressure from somebody behind him or from, again, Kamala seems like she was pressuring him possibly quite a bit. But he actually is saying that from what I'm seeing, he does regret this, which is honestly, you guys, if you guys have been here long enough, those of you that are new and you just so happen to click on it because you were it was interesting to you. Welcome. I am Faith. Okay. As you can see, my channel is the Divine Faith, but Faith is my government name on my birth certificate. Can't get no realer than that. But welcome on in, people. Okay, I'm crazy. We're all crazy here. We don't give a damn. We have a good time. Okay, and we talk about real stuff, not the foo-foo. We could talk about the foo-foo, but we don't have time for that. But everybody in here is nice, and I really do appreciate that about my followers or people that come in. We do get rid of the stragglers. We get rid of the strays. We do that, but there's not really a lot that come across my channel, and I really am appreciative of that, because if you come up in here with the mess, I don't have to shut you down because they're going to shut you down. So I really appreciate my corner. I really do. But anyway, so he is regretful about this. It's like, and he is kind of like saying, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's almost like he's almost like a father, and energetically he's like talking to Brittney Griner and kind of like reprimanding her, just like, embarrassing. He actually, I hate to say it, Joe Biden actually sees Brittney Griner as an embarrassment. Hence why I said, with him coming across as the Knight of Cups in reverse, he is good at pretending, especially when it pertains to like warmth. I don't really see energetically, I really don't see Joe Biden as being particularly warm. Not saying that he doesn't have like good qualities about himself, because I'm pretty sure he does. I haven't dug deep. I don't even think I've really dug deep into his chart. Maybe I did at some point. But yeah, I don't really get that he's particularly warm. Okay. Especially, I would say, especially whenever it pertains to women. Okay. I don't think he's particularly warm. You have the Ace of Swords. Yeah. And see, the crazy thing is that He has the Ace of Swords not in reverse. He has the Ace of Swords upright. Okay, Six of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. He knows this is going to cost him. Could be something tied to trade, not just the prisoner swap, but something else possibly tied to trade. Okay, who's been here? I remember talking about this. I don't know if I spoke about this on a live or maybe I talked about this in private. Maybe it was, I don't know who it was, but somewhere along the line, I do remember saying that the United States may have some sort of back deal with Russia when it pertains to weapons. And I actually do get this. It's going to cost him in a manner of, I do feel that either there was some sort of factory shutdown that may have been producing weapons, or in this exchange, there's something tied to weapons that could actually end up getting manufactured. So it may be one of those things where he may have possibly had to sign over or turn over a weapons manufacturer plant that it may be out in the open, it may be underground, but it's almost like he had to turn it over to them. Like they have to take this over now. Because again, he's acknowledging that this is going to backfire. He knows that this deal or this whole thing is not going to work in the long term. This is not a long-term type of situation where it's just like, okay, we swap and then that's it. Okay, I'm just getting this from him. I'm not necessarily saying that this is 100% true, but this is just what I'm getting from him. Okay, I'm telling you, they did. There it is, Two of Wands, Three of Wands. So there's a contract that he just signed, but I do feel like that there is something else in this particular contract. Of course, we're not going to see the whole contract. They're just going to probably show us what he signs, and that's going to be that. But yes, so something could be transpiring in the summer. And in the summertime, it may have something to do with this particular deal that he just signed. Again, when it pertains to Brittney Griner, okay, Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. Would you believe it? Money may also be involved in this particular deal in terms of money being given to the United States from Russia, because honestly, right now, Joe Biden is even saying that we're kind of broke. So money may have also been a part of this deal as well, in terms of like, we need the money. It's terrible. It's terrible. This is terrible. You don't want to be on this side of the fence. It's just not good. Okay. But this is almost just, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if we have to pay back Russia in some type of a manner, possibly monetarily speaking, which is kind of weird because they are in the middle of a war right now with Ukraine. So we would think they don't really have the money to give up, but that's not necessarily true. Okay, Two of Pentacles, the Death card. Yes. This is something involved in this deal, like I said, could go throughout the year of 2030. Okay, so there actually may be some sort of part in this deal where we're on the hook with Russia in some type of a manner until 2030, or it could be like 15 years, which is a long time. That's why I said it almost feels like there's some sort of weapons manufacturing something that is involved in this signing of this particular contract. Even the energy here is saying this was not a good business deal. That's why I said I kind of got from him that he knows that he's going to have to pay in some type of a manner when it pertains to this. But I do believe I actually did bring this up. I don't remember what reading it was, but I specifically remember saying this. I really do. Okay. Four of Swords. So in a way, the other part of him feels like this is him being diplomatic. This is him trying to give the people what they want, I guess. But it's so weird, like I said, that he actually could have made this deal or made some sort of deal back in February. But for some reason, he decided to sit on it, kind of just like, okay, we'll come back. This seems very strategic to me in terms of the timing. That's why I said there may be something coming up in the summertime, or this could be in the next, could be 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 weeks that he's going to announce something. And whatever this announcement is going to be, it may be tied into this particular, like I said, deal. Okay. So I'm telling you, I really do feel like there was some type of money involved here. Like there's some type of money exchanging hands. Like literally, it's almost like I can see somebody walking with like a bag of money or something like that, and they're dropping it in the other person's hands. Yes, emotional manipulation is coming, and it could be from a water sign dictator, or it could be from a water sign. It actually feels like a woman. But again, the pieces may be all over the place, because sometimes tarot can be like that if we're digging into this particular energy. Okay, so the pieces may be all over the place, but we will put them together as this unfolds. This will not be a quick unfolding. Like I said, this will happen probably over years. But have you guys seen Scandal? If you haven't seen Scandal with Kerry Washington, Shonda Rhimes wrote it. It was on ABC for a long period of time. The episode whenever Olivia was taken, like pretty much like a prisoner, and they were bidding on her, and they had a bidding war. Remember whenever she finally was exchanged and she made that walk? For some reason, that episode kind of feels like this to me. It feels like that. I think hopefully another war is not coming, but we have some issues coming up in the future, 2025 to be exact. Okay, yeah, weapons, or actually some sort of truck, or maybe a tanker that actually is involved, a part of this deal as well. So we have a tanker, we have a weapons manufacturer or weapons factory, and we have a fighter jet. Actually, those are three things. Those may be the three things that were involved in this, or this could possibly come, or it may just be one of those, or this could possibly come later. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, I'm not saying that, Biden doesn't have good qualities about him. Because if we're going to be honest, guys, regardless of what we may think, everybody has good qualities about them. Okay. It is okay. We get that. But in terms of this particular deal, he himself is acknowledging it wasn't good, because the Wheel of Fortune is coming in reverse. So this was not a good thing. This is almost like if Jupiter is debilitated, or if it's at fall, it doesn't function well. So this is not a good thing. Okay. I believe he has all early onset Alzheimer's, if he doesn't already, and they're not telling us. But there is some sort of diagnoses that Joe Biden has recently gotten, less than 10 months, that is affecting his mental capacity. Okay, so in my opinion, it would probably definitely be good for him to possibly even take a step back, just for health reasons, honestly. Okay. Yeah, and actually this may already be happening. So I would say there are two women, one fire sign and possibly one air sign, that are kind of taking the reins when it pertains to Joe Biden. I don't really think in a way that he is making a lot of these decisions like we think, because I do see two women behind him kind of operating or making the decisions in a way when it pertains to big things. So it could be national security, it could be any of that, but they are making decisions. So, that one's kind of, that's interesting. So it's okay. You don't have to, high priestess, you don't have to reiterate. Okay. I am team nobody, to be honest. I'm just really not. Okay. You guys, again, if you guys have been in here, you know how I am. I'm team no one. We just look at it and we just move it along. Okay. So I'm trying to see if you guys have questions I could take a look at. Okay, Selena, you want to know why the original deal didn't go down and why only Brittany got to come home. Now, whenever I was looking this morning, I think I did see something where they said the part of the deal was either you take Brittney Griner or nobody at all. Like, even though Paul was a part of the deal, I think somebody said either you get Brittany or you get nothing. She has to stay. Like, they weren't even trying to consider Paul. I don't know how true that is. That's just what I heard. Okay, but we'll see. So to answer Selena's question, I'll put it up there so you guys know what I'm talking about. All right. Why didn't the original deal go through? Okay. Seven of Pentacles. Again, money, people. The Seven of Pentacles came in reverse. I already said I do feel that money was a part of this, not just a prisoner swap, because what sense does that make if we're talking about pretty much two superpowers? What sense does that make for it to be no money on the table? The amount of money, that they were wanting is too high. Okay, and there also is something about corporate America coming through as well with this Seven of Pentacles energy in reverse. So someone in corporate America, someone that possibly controls a big corporate sector, may have had something to do with this as well. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. We have a crazy in here. Whoever the hell you are, you're getting blocked. So just go ahead and just log out, because I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm really not. I ain't in the mood this morning. I mean, not in a bad mood. I had my coffee. So, I'm just not going to deal with it. So goodbye. Ace of Swords in reverse, Three of Pentacles. Okay, the Page of Swords in reverse. The deal fell through because the crimes or the charges that they said that Paul Whelan did are pretty bad. Like, they're pretty bad. So even though I believe I saw a little bit where they said that he was guilty of espionage, okay, yes, but it's worse than what they're actually saying. Okay, it is pretty bad. So that's part of the reason why the original deal fell through. And again, money plays a part in this as well. Kind of just like, okay, this person's charges of espionage or whatever they did is way worse, so we want way more. And I don't think they were going to give that up. It's almost like one of those things, once you go down a rap sheet and you kind of look at what this person was actually accused of outside of what the media gives us, is pretty bad. Even though he is a former Marine, okay, and Marines, okay, my uncle was in the Marines, and look, I already know what it is. So it's already pretty hard as it is, okay? Yes, I hate to say it, it's almost like Paul Whelan, you are like a pawn, I guess, in a way. Now, I don't know if those charges that they said that they have on him are actually true. They may have kind of like, added some to up the price. It's a possibility, but the energy here is saying that, Paul, you served your purpose. It's almost just like, was he spying for the U.S.? I don't know exactly what the charges are, but it kind of comes across this way. Like they sent him over there for a particular purpose and he served his purpose. So unfortunately, at this particular point, sir, you are pretty much like a pawn. You got hung out to dry by the United States if he was sent over there to actually get intel or to spy or do something like that. If he was actually sent over there by the United States, then yeah, that's what we're looking at. That's exactly what we're looking at. He's serving his purpose. That's what the energy is giving me. Okay. And there is money. There is going to be money that's going to be going to Paul Whelan's family, because there is literally saying you are the pawn, you are hung out to dry, even if the charges that they put on you are not true. That's why I said the energy is coming through like he did worse than what they said he did on paper. Those could be charges that aren't even real, but I don't know, who are we? Okay. I don't think they're going to go in and launch a criminal investigation into Russia and be like, prove it that he, was spying and doing all this stuff. They're not going to do that. So you kind of just have to, in a way, take their word for it. Yeah. In terms of communication, when it pertains to Paul coming home, that's off of the table completely. And that was part of the deal. So in terms of Paul's family trying to get him out of prison at this particular point, it's over with. Those conversations are not going to be entertained anymore, because Paul, you have served your purpose. So unfortunately, the United States is pretty much about to be like, well, I'm sorry, but here's a check for your troubles. So I do feel like his family is going to get some sort of compensation. Could be 900,000, maybe possibly a little bit more, possibly closer to 1 million. This probably could be coming maybe in the next 90 days. But yes. Yeah, he's going to be there. Now, I don't know how long he's supposed to do, but the energy is saying that Paul Whelan may do 12 years total before he actually gets freed. And he would get freed just based off of, okay, you've done your time, goodbye. So he's looking at possibly a 12-year prison sentence. Okay, so could be between 12 or 14 from what I'm seeing here. It's going to be some time. But I think negotiations, like I said, for him are off the table. So his family shouldn't even try to like ask about it anymore, to be honest, because it's just not going to happen. All right. And honestly, his family have accepted it. Like I don't know. I don't think they're going to keep fighting. I think they're going to give up, possibly because of, like I said, this money that could be coming to them. They're going to give up their fight. I feel like in a manner, even if they're saying to the media, we're still going to keep fighting. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can necessarily say that is true. But I actually do believe that Paul served his purpose, and his purpose was to go over there and get some sort of information. And he did get that information that was turned over. So a big part of him probably knew he wasn't going to come home anyway, to be honest, because you had a mission, you did it. You did a lot more than probably what they're saying on the media. But yeah, so regardless, he's a hero in my book. Okay, even if they say he did something like not that big, whatever, I would put him as a hero from what I'm saying here, because he gave some vital information needed for something. Now, I don't necessarily know what this information was for, but he gave it. So he should be patted on the back, congratulated regardless, because he pretty much, like I said, he hung himself up to dry. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'll do it. Maybe it was forced. I don't know. But either way, he fulfilled his purpose. And unfortunately, he has to finish the rest of this in prison. Yes, I don't know how old Paul is. I actually look and see how old he is. I'm going to have to see. Well, he probably is aging faster than what he would like because he's in, jail. So 58. Okay. Where is he? He actually may possibly get out at 58. So that's about another 6 years, I guess. So how long is it? He's did like 10, right? No, 4. He's did 4. Okay. So yes, somewhere between there. When I say 10, 12, 14 years. So yeah. Yeah, I believe so, High Priestess. I do feel like that his family got bought, unfortunately, and I hate that to be the case because, you keep fighting. But I think family got bought because maybe someone did kind of tell them what exactly Paul was supposed to do. So maybe someone talked to them and kind of in a manner said, well, look, this was his mission, etc., etc., etc. Okay. It could be more. I'm not saying that my math calculations are correct. I mean, honestly, I was feeling kind of like 9 million. However, it could be, it's possible that it probably is much more than what I predicted, but it's no less than 1 million. Okay. So trying to see if you guys have any other questions, if you guys have any other questions, throw them out there. I'm actually going to see if he's going to give me that answer because, like I said, I do feel like there is somebody behind Joe Biden, 2 females, 2 women that are kind of like making these decisions here when it pertains to national security or anything like that. It's possible one of them is probably Kamala because, like I said, it does come across that Kamala was putting pressure on Joe Biden. But to be honest, guys, he could really care less about bringing her home. But this is very strategic, okay? I just think it probably wasn't necessarily the best idea for him to be making these type of decisions. Yeah, even the energy is saying that his decision making skills are just poor. They're below par. Even if he wasn't at the age that he was at, they're below par. So it wouldn't be a good idea to put him in a particular position where you have to make big executive decisions. Okay. And there's like some cognition issues, or there's some issues when it pertains to, like I said, decision making that he's had since he was young. We're talking about could be 4 or 14. Like, this is not something that just popped up as he got older. He kind of lives in his own bubble, I would say, energetically speaking. Okay, that's why I said he could care less, because I see this energy that he kind of like lives in his own bubble. And honestly, the cards here are saying he's not really a leader. Okay, he's not really a leader from what I'm gathering here. It kind of gives me that energy where you have that child who struggles when it comes to picking up information like other people, but they want to get it. Like, they want to sit there, they want to try to understand, they want to try to catch up with everybody else, but they just can't. So we have kind of like a delay in processing here when it pertains to him. Could be a learning disability, honestly, but not autism, but it just feels like it's like a learning disability or something like that. Okay. King of Cups. Okay, so probably his wife. I don't know if she's younger than him. If she is younger than him, and I don't know if she is a water sign, or she could be a Sagittarius, or she could be fire. But yeah. To be honest, guys, he does not like his job. He wants to go back home. He wants it to be quieter. Like, this whole being president, he can't stand it. It's like, I would rather not. Hence why it feels that somebody else behind him is making these decisions and not necessarily him, because he's just checked out. He just doesn't want to be president. And that's possible if he didn't necessarily want to do it to begin with. So it's like one of those things where he's continuing forward because he's possibly being forced to do so, but he really would rather not. It's kind of like he has no interest. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's regressing backwards, but I said Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's, however you want to say it, but I get that. Something about a grandmother, or there's some sort of elder woman that he keeps calling out to as he's walking, like physically. There's somebody he keeps calling out to them, but not here, like they're dead. So this is just kind of weird. Yes. See, the thing is, he accepted his truth a long time ago in terms of how he is, or just pretty much in terms of the fact that I really don't want to do this damn job, but here I am. Okay. And that's the biggest thing, guys, whenever it pertains to spirituality. You got to accept your truth. It's got to be you regardless. You know what I'm saying? You can't be living somebody else's truth. You got to live your own. That's how that's how you make it. That's how you progress. But yes, it's almost like he's possibly like a kid again. That's why I said I feel like he's regressing backwards. Definitely. He also could care less about unemployment or possibly about money. But maybe that's where I talked about it. I think I talked about it in that chart reading that I did between him and Kamala. So I might have to link that when I get finished so that you guys can go back and listen to it. But I believe I did say in there that he energetically, or he's the type, he's just going to give money away. Same thing. He could give a shit about unemployment or anything. He doesn't care. We have someone who just doesn't care. He doesn't care. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's weird. Well, I'm going to say necessarily it's a play. It's like he's coming across as the nice guy, but that could really possibly be a thing. But yeah, he's just so checked out. Okay. Any other questions, guys? I didn't want to make this too long because, like I said, I really didn't have that even I didn't even have that many questions, to be honest. Okay, I just figured I'd pop up on here and we see if you guys have any questions about this whole situation or what we need to look at. I will have to work on predictions. I know you guys love those predictions that I do. That takes me some time though to sit down and actually tap in and see what's coming up. That does take some time. Okay, but I do plan on doing a video like that. Could possibly be for the holidays. But also I'm going to open up my bookings again tomorrow, and it'll just be open for the weekend, and then I'm going to shut them down on Sunday again, and it probably may stay like that until maybe before Christmas or after Christmas. Okay. But I'm scrolling back up to see if there's any questions that I possibly missed. So we answered Selena's question. High Priestess. Well, I already talked about the cost for this whole deal that Joe Biden did when it comes to the arms dealer. There's a lot of money on the line, people. And the money that was supposed to be given up, the United States didn't want to pay. All right. And that sucks because, like I said, Paul Whelan is a Marine, but he was sent over for a particular mission. He accomplished his mission. So to be honest, his family trying to include him in part of that deal may have been a little bit too big of a stretch anyway, because he has likely trumped up charges on top of things that he actually did. So there was no way in hell they were going to let him out. So unfortunately, like I said, he may be there until he's 58 or older. But he's not getting out anytime soon. Okay. I mean, honestly, High Priestess, I really don't know if coming forward in the future, if there's going to be any better of an option. You guys remember I actually did predictions maybe years ago where I said the president coming up that we're going to have could be, Hitler-like. I still stand by that. I think we're going to come across a president at some point that is just going to be so bad. I mean, and Biden actually may be the peak at that. Not, and not in a way of like him being bad on the outside, but we may literally have a president who's going to be pretty bad on the outside and on the inside. So yeah, I think I talked about that probably 3-4 years ago, and I still stand by that. So unfortunately, this is almost like the downward spiral. But think about it, guys. No superpower can reign for more than like 200 years, or I could be wrong about that time period. If we think about the Roman Empire and the fall of that, or the fall of Egypt, but Egypt probably ruled for a long damn time. But yeah, it's about 200 years there where you have, all the power, and then you have to rebuild or do something different. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, yes. Chrisleys are on my list. I'm going to have to dig through and try to find their birth time. But thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you, lovely. Yes, I've talked about that as well. You guys really got to listen. I know I'm putting out a lot of information. No, it's not. No, it's not. I can tell you, Penny, I know that's going to be a no. Sorry. He's just not fit to rule. And honestly, he is, if you guys study human design, Kanye West is a projector. Nobody has told Kanye to run for president. So he ain't never going to get it. So he may as well pack it up. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, so High Priestess, I actually did talk about that. Like I said, I know I'm giving you guys a lot of information. I know I give you guys a lot of predictions, but you guys know I'm giving predictions on real life shit. Okay, I'm not talking about, the next Sour Patch Kid. No, I'm not talking about that. But we're talking about national security stuff, politics. That's what we talk about on this channel. So if you guys are here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe because we talk about some good stuff here. Okay, we always have and we always will continue to do so. So yes, I did, High Priestess. And I said Kamala is likely one of the people controlling him. And he is communicating. It's like he's trying to talk to somebody that's no longer here, and he's doing this in a very public type of way. It may be at home. It may be like that. So, I mean, hey, go back and listen to my Kamala and Joe Biden chart reading. We talked about it. I've been talked about that a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay, yes. But technically it kind of already happened, because remember, whenever he had to have that routine exam, he had to transfer power over to Kamala. So technically my prediction already came to pass. But in terms of her doing it outright 100%, I don't know, maybe. Okay. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to ask. If Joe Biden is actually going to run for president. I think I heard something saying that he's going to announce after the holidays, but it didn't say what he was going to announce. Was he going to step back, or was he going to take over? Okay. Rika, will the U.S. officially get involved in the Ukraine and Russian war? I don't think. Well, I'm going to ask about that, but I don't think they can, because NATO. I don't think that the United States legally, I think that's probably not the word for. Politically, I don't think they can. Now there was a close call, I believe, like a week ago, where Russia accidentally bombed or sent a missile into NATO territory, which, if that's the case, then unfortunately at that particular point, the US has no choice but to step in, because you have to protect NATO. That is a part of the deal that you agreed to, even though I don't think Russia has ever been a part of NATO, or maybe they got kicked out. I don't know. I have to do my history. Okay. But we're going to do some more things about history as well. I really want to do dictators across the world, the controversial ones. Okay. Because I like history. Okay. We like stuff like that over here. History. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Was it South Korea, or is he North Korea, or is he just Korea? Is he North Korea? I think he's North Korea. But that would be a good one to do on his chart. We might have to save that. Okay. So let's answer Rika's question. She wants to know, will the US officially get involved in the Ukraine and Russian war? Oh shit. 2 cards came out. So the Justice card and the 3 of Swords. So definitely the United States is going through very karmic things right now. Okay. But to be honest, within itself, the energy, honestly, maybe we should do a reading on the United States. Maybe we don't really need to, but energetically speaking, there's a lot of karma associated with this country. Country was built on karma and is going through a very, very tough karmic battle right now. Very tough. It's almost like if you're trying to break away from a karmic relationship, you know, those feelings, it's kind of like that. Okay. But let's see. I don't think they're going to, but I'm going to pull the cards and see if they will, because who knows? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's a no. It's a no. Karmically, the energy is trying to make sure that the United States doesn't get involved, and I'm not sure where that's coming from. But Rika, to answer your question, this would be a no. Yeah, it's showing, the cards are showing that the U.S. is balanced pretty much where it's at in terms of not getting involved in that way in terms of sending troops in, but definitely when it pertains to supplying money, I guess we could say they're getting involved that way, because the 8th house is being lit up here. So we all know, or we know, that the 8th house is other people's money. It's also death. It's also inheritances. So we actually could say that in terms of death happening in this particular war, some of it is on the hands of the United States, because they are supplying the weapons. They are supplying something that is contributing to said deaths, especially when it pertains to missiles. Okay. So, you know, it's like, yeah. But I do feel it's possible that they are just about to supply weapons to Russia involved in this Brittney Griner deal. But we're not going to find out about this, people, because again, this is very eighth house. Okay, very eighth house. The artificial sun in China, never heard about that. So Mississippi River drying up. Don't know much about that, but I should. I should know about that, the Mississippi River. So some of this stuff I'm going to have to do maybe a little bit of background or research on. Shan, haven't seen it, but I'll have to check it out. Okay. Netflix series on dictator type leaders called How to Become a Tyrant. Now that actually does sound interesting. So we probably have to Penny, to answer your question is, oh, good. Well, I guess we can look at that and see what is Joe Biden actually talking about to this person. It does feel like it's an older woman. Now, rather she is a family member or not, I don't know. I didn't look, but it's like he is communicating with somebody who is crossed over. He could be communicating with them. I mean, honestly, I think Joe Biden may be a sleepwalker, just energetically, I think. But let's see. I don't know what this one's going to say. Oh, you know what? I don't know again if I talked about this years ago, but can you imagine the spirits that walk the halls of the White House? I mean, just think about it. Think about the history. Think about the shitty people that have accompanied those rooms. Think about that. Oh, yeah. This person is trying to call him home, people. This person that he is speaking to, this would definitely be in the middle of the night. I'm telling you, I think he's a sleepwalker. I really do. And whenever he's sleepwalking, it actually feels like he's being led away from wherever he's at. I hate to say it, it's almost like a dog. Isn't it a thing like dogs kind of like venture away from their owner whenever they're about to pass because they just like don't want their owner to be sad or something like that? I remember that I remember whenever I was working way back, I remember somebody said that about their dog. They were just like, my dog wandered far away. And then I found out that the dog died. So it was pretty bad. But it kind of comes across like he's like that, like he's venturing away from people that he cares about, or he's venturing away, period. Because it seems like that they're trying to lead him to like the next phase in life, because the energy here is, it's like, it's also this person is telling him you need to retire. You need to retire. But he's saying he can't, almost just like he needs to finish up something. But this person, this spirit is almost telling them like, do the right thing. Do the right thing. What has he done? I haven't dug deep into Joe Biden's energy like that in a while in terms of the tarot. Okay, but they're trying to get him to do the right thing, like trying to get him to right his wrongs or something like that in a way. That's why they're kind of just like, give up. This would be an old friend of his, somebody that was very, very close to him. They seem younger, okay, than, the age that he's at now. But I do feel like this person is like trying to tell him like, it's time to go. It's time to go. It's like he's being called home, the other home, not actual go home to where, wherever he's from, Delaware or wherever he's from, not that home, the metaphysical home. That's what they're trying to get him. But he just won't let go. Guys, but remember I did that past life reading on Joe Biden or something like that. And I said, no, it wasn't that. It was on Twitter. And I kind of dissected Joe Biden's chart. And I said he has to be very careful when it pertains to flying. Okay. because actually this person is bringing up something tied to flight, like a flight risk or something like that coming up in the future. Remember I said like air pressure or something like that? Yeah, I'm going to have to find that tweet so that you guys can look at it. Actually, I might be able to look it up now. I think it is on my Twitter, which I don't really tweet a lot on this one. Not a lot. Not as much as I should, because I just don't. But, okay. I don't know. Hold on. I might be able to log in like this. Just a second, guys. I'm trying to find this tweet. That ain't it. I hope it does not have my old thing hooked up to this. Something's buzzing. This might not be the right password. Oh, good. Thank God. Thank God I didn't have my old phone number attached to it. I would cry. 98. That's not right. Okay, let me see if I can find this tweet. It shouldn't take me too long. I've been saying it before, guys. I don't know what the hell y'all are gonna do. Yeah, I don't know what the hell y'all are gonna do if I go underground. Because, you know, I've been feeling it a little bit, to be honest. My website, so there it is. Okay, hold on, let me share the screen so you guys can see this. Where is it? Here we go. Right there. There it is. Let me pull it back up. Okay, see this right here? I talked about this last year, December 2001. Where does it go? Is that it? Or something else? Oh, there it is, right here. And isn't that weird that I talked about this in December 2021 about the student loans, but I kind of dissected his chart in terms of what his purpose is, I believe. So yeah, Joe Biden has his 10th house on Leo 29th degree, which is, you know, the leader. His Chiron conjuncts the midhaven. So he's supposed to heal something through leadership, but we don't necessarily know exactly what that is. Oh, never mind. 27 degree sun, and it makes an aspect to his midhaven. So 27th degree, I think, is Gemini. So that would make sense. Education. It may have been really primary education. So in terms of us getting student loans, that may not necessarily happen. It may be something that he's supposed to heal tied to early childhood education. The verdict is still out on that. Oh, there it is. He's supposed to heal education, but it will be extremely hard since his sun is also in the 12th house. And as you can see, we have been dealing with that, have we not? 12th house is at 13 degrees Scorpio. It's the degree of bad health and air pressure. He should probably travel more on the ground. The air pressure from Air Force One is making his health issues worse, and he may not get a chance to heal education. There we go, people. I remember talking about this. Okay, I remember talking about it. I knew I said it somewhere. Okay. So I was already on it. I was already talking about it, but it's so interesting how I just said something about the air pressure, something about traveling, that this person that he is communicating with that is actually no longer here. They also said the same thing about air pressure, travel. Okay. So we may be on to something, or shit, I may be on to something, but yes. Oh, High Priestess, is interesting that you said that, because I actually was going to do that, but I don't know if I make that public. That may have to be a private live, because I'm trying to be mindful of that type of very gruesome type of energy. Okay. Casey Anthony is one thing, yeah, but he is on a whole different level, and that may have to possibly be private. I guess that's going to be up to you guys if you want it private or public. In terms of me doing, I'll let you guys know what she asked. She asked about Jeffrey Dahmer's chart. do one true crime chart, and then here y'all come with the questions. I don't know if Yolanda's ass is listening, but she probably is. But she gave me something else yesterday. Oh, thank you. I have memory like an elephant. I really do. But I think I can chalk that up to I have a particular yoga in my Vedic chart that says I can have memory like an elephant. My daughter has the same thing. The stuff that she remembers is mind blowing. She remembers stuff whenever she was like 4 and she's almost 10. Okay. So, yes, I think I actually was thinking about that yesterday, but I was kind of maybe a little bit worried about, I don't want to be rude or inconsiderate to the people that he victimized. I'm very mindful of that. I really am. So I don't want to be that person. But his chart would be interesting to look at. It would really be interesting to look at just for my research purposes. Okay. But I think we're probably going to have to add that to the list for the next one that I'm going to do. It may be today. It may be tomorrow, because a little part of me is a little bit excited just to see the mind of this particular person, where it started from. But then at the same time, terrified. So that might actually be the next one that I'm going to do. Okay. But as far as Joe Biden and Brittney Griner, last questions before we wrap this up. Empress, I can't say that you're wrong. Okay. He does need to be kind of like led away in a manner, but he's sick. Honestly, I really do feel like he is sick, but it's more like a mental disease or something like that. Okay. But yes, I mean, honestly, doing an energy pool reading on the White House would probably be very interesting, because can you imagine what went on in those doors? George Washington didn't get a chance to live in the White House because that was after him. Abraham Lincoln, the Kennedys, who else? Was Grant in the White House? Maybe. Hoover. Nope. Was Hoover White House? I think he found the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. Who else is in there? Is it Roosevelt? I should know all the presidents, but I don't. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Rika. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. I had Brooklyn when I was 20, no, 21. Yeah. 21. You guys know about Caden because he doesn't give a damn. He just pops up whenever he wants to, like surprise. But Brooklyn, yeah, she's quiet. Thank you. Hoover is FBI. Thank you. I kind of figured that. But there was a president, I think, that founded some sort of organization, didn't he, for the FBI, CIA, or something like that? But I'm just drawing a blank. I can't remember. I should know this, but I don't. Anyway, so guys, since you don't have any more questions, I really appreciate you guys for sticking in and listening to my rambling kind of for the last couple of minutes. I'm going to sit on the Jeffrey Dahmer chart, which I'm leaning more towards a yes, but I just really want to be mindful of, victim. I really do. So I'm going to have to just sit with this for just a second and see how I feel. Okay. But you guys put it out there. Okay. If you guys study human design, I am a projector. So it's much better if you guys invite me to do these things. It's much better. Okay, for you guys to do that as opposed to me just doing it on my own. Okay, so whenever I ask for suggestions, it's for a reason. Okay, all right. So High Priestess technically put that out there, so I think we might be able to do it. So please drop your suggestions. I need a list. I have a couple, but I need to get a bigger list so I can just randomly pick from one. Chris Lee's is on there as well. Okay. So we may have to do the Chris Lee's first, since that's more lighthearted in a way, and then we may have to save Jeffrey Dahmer for possibly like weekend or something. Okay. But thank you guys for sticking in as usual. Don't forget to hit the like button, or we're not going to do this anymore. I really enjoy doing these charts, but you guys have to hit the like button. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.